Hit one beat at a time, while up in more seasons than mine. Others up, but this must be a sign of a statement for being too kind. I'm like a hopsin, step in my ill mind. Ill mind, that's right, I'm sick, but I still can provide.
Welcome to Sack City.
Your boys Ty and Lucci here to bring you our favorite NFL takes, some hot, and news around the league when it happens. So today, we're going to talk about free agency, trades, NBA. We got some NBA news today. So Lucci, let's kick it off with free agency here. What are some big names you think are going to be on the move this offseason?
Man, so the biggest names I feel like are going to be Myles Garrett for sure. We also got Russell Wilson is in the mix there. Stephon Diggs possibly on the move. And then I saw, man, Kansas City has almost their entire wide receiver room is in free agency right now. And possibly Sam Darnold.
Yeah, what's crazy about the Chiefs is they could literally have like a whole new roster. Obviously, they're getting like Rice back, but their roster can be totally different next year. I mean, you can say that about most teams as well. And then you brought up Sam Darnold. That's going to be a very interesting name to watch.
Yeah,
I just don't see him staying with Minnesota. I mean, if they do, it's hard for me. It would be hard to imagine them sitting him if they bring him back. But you drafted JJ McCarthy. You traded up from him in the first round. You got to play him. You got to give him a chance. So, like you said, he could be on the move.
it's interesting. I don't know what they really go for because I don't know what trade package they can really obtain. But I guess I didn't realize he only signed a 1-year deal. Besides the point, I don't know where he could go because you could look at a lot of different teams that need a quarterback that they're not sure what their future looks like, and they're going to go, we might as well take a risk and get Sam Darnold while we don't know what's coming, especially those teams that can't get Shadur or Cam. You know, they're going to have to take some kind of risk. So you're looking at teams like the Colts, the Browns. I would, dare to say the Giants. They're not sure what they're doing. The Raiders. Yeah, definitely the Raiders. Ooh.
What about this is interesting. I heard someone talking about it the other day. What about the Saints? Do they stick with Carr? Yeah, they're in the weird position.
It feels like they may move on, but with with Kellen Moore, I don't know if Kellen Moore wants to. Like, does he want Carr? Does he not? I'm not really sure what he's going to do. Kind of why, we're not really sure what these coaches are looking for.
Yeah.
Carr might be the right move for Kellen Moore in the offense that he likes to run. Kellen Moore, I know he didn't this year because we have Saquon.
Yeah.
But, as an offensive coordinator, he had Saquon. So he doesn't really need to throw it a bunch, but that's what he likes to do, clearly. You go back to his days with the Cowboys, they stopped running almost altogether.
They might stick with Carr, like you said, or they might roll maybe Darnold, maybe bring somebody else in. Who knows? That's a big question mark as well. And then you brought up an interesting trade is Garrett Wilson. You think that could be a possible? That's a good one.
Garrett Wilson is interesting. I don't know where he goes, but where there is smoke, there is usually a fire. And for some reason, the Jets, it just seems like there is just a lot of talk around the Jets and trading him. Yeah. And I'm not really sure why. Maybe it's him. I don't know, but it just seems odd because that is their number 2 receiver, if not their number 1.
Yeah, it's going to be the number 1 next year, and Devontae's not going to be there.
Yeah, if Devontae doesn't stay, then they're really, it doesn't really make sense. The rumor is that he's frustrated with the Jets, and that might be because of Aaron Rodgers' play. I'm not sure if it's because of that or if it's because of, they're saying, hey, we're going to let him go. Maybe he was like, hey, I was starting to like get into a flow, and you're taking away the quarterback that I started to get a flow with.
Yeah.
At the end of the year, it felt a little bit better. Yeah,
he had some huge games there. Think about it, the Jets could look. I mean, Rodgers is already gone. We all know that. Devontae Adams probably gone too. I just don't see him staying there without Rodgers. DJ Reed, he's probably gonna be out of there. But that's the thing with Garrett Wilson, man. It's like, does he request a trade at some point? Who knows? It could go surprisingly well for the Jets with Aaron Glenn. Culture ability. He's been around a great culture in Detroit. Maybe bring some of that to New York. I know it's hard in that market, that fan base. It's the track record shows it's really tough. But they could be surprisingly better than we thought. I don't think they'll be good, but it's either they're going to be surprisingly better than we thought, or same old Jets, right?
There's not really a strong direction to move forward for that franchise. They're not really sure what they want to do offensive wise. Do they want to start running more? Do they want to be a throwing team? They're not really sure about their offense. And that's got to be confusing for a wide receiver who's like, I got this. I put the team on my back. Let's go.
Yeah. I saw an interesting point online, I think this past week, that the Jets could be interested in trading for Justin Fields. And the one interesting thing about that is, remember, him and Garrett Wilson were teammates in college, and they were very productive together. But it's like we just said, that transferring that into the NFL is tough. Obviously, we saw Burrow and Chase do it, but that's a different, you know what I mean? Like, that's a whole different animal there.
They kind of could do it because Justin Fields is on free agency.
He is.
Have to trade. Yeah, they don't even have to trade.
He had one more year.
He's a free agent, from what I understand. Russell Wilson and Justin Fields are free agents. That's why the Steelers are panicking. That you can see that they're panicking.
That's right.
That's pretty clear.
That's right.
They're saying we're going to go get Trevor Lawrence. No, you're not.
Well, that's good news. If the Jets are interested in Fields, that's better because it's going to be much easier to lure him in. Say, hey, this is going to be your team. Did you see the Browns said today? Or they said teams have been calling about the Browns, several interesting teams, and the Browns said he's not available for trade, but stay tuned. So they're pretty much saying, like, you can't have him, but maybe you can. You know what I mean? So they're going to change their mind. He's not going to be in Cleveland next year. I mean, they're trying to get leverage here. It's just, I don't think it's really going to work that much, but they're trying to get leverage. But
they don't have any.
Yeah, he's out of there. He's going to be gone.
Once a player says, I don't want to be here anymore, the team has lost all of their leverage because any team goes, well, I know he doesn't want to be there, so you can't keep him because he's going to not play. Because he can just sit out. Now, personally, I hate when players sit out. Hot take real quick. I hate when players sit out because I'm like, man.
Oh yeah, I can't.
Y'all get paid to play, bro. Just play. Like who cares where you're playing? You're getting paid to play football.
I mean, that ruined Le'Veon Bell's career.
Correct. He sat out. It was done.
That was it. It hasn't been the same. He went to New York. It was a disaster. He went to like the Bucks for like a half a year, not even.
And now he's a boxer.
Yeah. Yeah. Now he's a boxer. So that's a dangerous game, them sitting out. I mean, obviously they know that, but I forget who was the last one to do it, but it's also the agents also. It's like their tactic, you know what I mean? But it's like, come on, man. Like, as fans, we want to see these guys play. Either trade them, don't trade them. Obviously it's easier said than done, but yeah, I couldn't agree more. The whole sitting out thing, it drives me nuts as well. Let's go back to Russ real quick. So
Russ is interesting.
That's an interesting one. Does he go back to the Raiders with Pete Carroll? I heard someone say no the other day.
I heard that,
but that's possible. I mean, why not, right? It's very, like you said, it's very possible we don't see any of these both of these quarterbacks on the Steelers next season. It's really possible.
I don't think either one of them. I don't think either one of them safe. I don't think that they need to, because that's the other thing. The Steelers could go get Sam Darnold.
They could.
But they could go get Sam Darnold, and I don't know that that's a bad plan. I actually think that might be better for them. That Sam Darnold is ready to learn. He is the guy who's like, I am sitting here ready to learn, and nobody loves to teach more than Mike Tomlin.
They should get him. That's a good one. They should go get Darnold. And he just had an amazing year. Now his conference is up. So now you give him a multi-year deal, and you have a guy for a few years. You know what I mean?
I'm really intrigued by Russ and Justin Fields, but you know which one is really interesting to me is that Stephon Diggs.
Yes, that's a good one.
That's odd. That is an odd situation to be had. He goes from the Bills and gets moved to the Texans just to get injured and not really contribute the entire year. Gets injured. Not his fault, but dude, he did a lot of smack talk just to do nothing.
I saw that they're interested in bringing him back, but I mean, like, why wouldn't they say that, right? I mean,
right.
But that's an interesting one, man. I mean, does he stay with Houston? Does he go to? I mean, who knows? I mean, Stephon Diggs he's either gonna stay with Houston, or he's gonna go to a team. We're all gonna be like, whoa, like out of left field, like the Jaguars or somewhere, like Jaguars or like something like random. Like, no disrespect to the Jaguars, but no one is sitting here saying, "Oh, he's gonna be a Jaguar." No one.
I just don't see him getting the same deal as what he got. They
No.
reworked his contract to he had a 4-year contract that they reworked into a 1-year deal worth $22.5 million. I just don't foresee him getting that amount of money.
You know where I can see him going? One of these two teams. One of them's an eye roll. I can see like the Chiefs picking him up as one of them.
Oh no.
I know. Or I don't know why, bro, but I can just see the 49ers trying to get him. I don't know why. I can just see it. I
Well,
hope not,
they are
but
moving on from Debo, it sounds like.
yeah, I can
There's
just
rumors of him being traded already.
Niners
Debo getting
could
traded.
be Niners could be in the running for Diggs. You know, I just saw a random team later saying that. What if Diggs signs with like the Packers? I can see them trying to get him because they've been looking for somebody because their receivers are always they're like they're always hurt. The receivers. Watson can't stay healthy. They already said they're going to try to get a number one receiver for that team.
Yeah.
Diggs could very well be in Green Bay as well. That's a third team we might as well mention. He could very well be in Green Bay. I mean, this is all assuming that he doesn't go back to Houston.
The Texans. Yeah.
The cap space went up too. You see that yesterday?
Oh, I did see that.
How much did it go up? Okay, so the NFL informed teams that the per team salary cap will go from 277.5 to 281.5, which is significantly up from last year's 255.4. So the cap will have increased by more than 53 million over the last 2 years. So I'll tell you, the Bengals are happy about that.
Yeah.
Some of these teams are going to be struggling to retain some guys. The Bengals, they got those 3 guys they got to retain. Obviously, one's a free agent next year, but he's going to want to get something going for this offseason.
Wouldn't you just say, this is what doesn't make sense about the Bengals to me. Wouldn't you just go, let's just get him under contract now? Because what if you franchise tag him and he goes absolutely, I'm talking about T. Higgins, by the way.
Yeah.
If T. Higgins gets franchise tagged, right, they keep him in whatever. He goes crazy. He goes absolutely bonkers, right?
Yeah,
you just increased the wide receiver market.
You screwed yourself.
And you screwed yourself. You could have had him for $30 million less. Now you're gonna have to pay that $30 million more.
Yeah, he's gonna say, "Hey, I need more money." You see how the season I just had? You got.
He saw Debo's contract, 3 years, $71 million, and that was for Debo, who now is gonna be. They're gonna try to get rid of him for a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Come on now, like poor T. Higgins. I just like Bengals. What, like, just pay him. Be done with it. That way you have him under contract.
I saw this brought up probably 2 weeks ago. I meant to bring it up last week. Do you think that there's any chance the Seahawks trade DK? Because I feel like we see this every offseason.
I saw your comment. I think that's what it was. I saw your comment. There was a Seahawks fan who was like, my poor Seahawks. And you were like, do you think they actually trade DK? Yeah. And it made me think. And I was like, ooh.
Because it's been a thing
in return.
I feel like if anyone's in the block, it's probably going to be Lockett. You know what I mean? Well, someone like Lockett. And I love Tyler Lockett. I feel like he's one of the more underrated guys. But I love Tyler Lockett. But I mean, I think they're going to retain DK. Obviously, they have JSN, who's up and coming, who's had a good year last year as well. He's going to keep getting better. Because they don't want to just have one guy, man, and start over and try to find somebody else. They got to keep DK. Obviously, JSN's up and coming. They're probably going to ship Lockett, if anybody.
I just don't know where they go from here.
But I just see, like you said, Seahawks are in a weird spot. I mean, I have no faith in them making any good playoff run. No. Like right now, they need to do something. Though. I can see him making it, yeah. But like
they
as far as
this year.
But it's just like I just don't know where they go from here, or if they keep trying to ride this ship and try to add pieces, maybe in the draft, try to nail the draft, sign some free agents, but. There's a hump, the big one. They have to get over it for the Seahawks because, I mean, how much longer are they going to go at this rate? You know what I mean?
11 hours ago, a report by the well, I don't know how accurate this is because it's from the Las Vegas Raiders, Sports Illustrated. They put out an article. A new wide receiver has emerged as a potential trade target for the Las Vegas Raiders, and that would be Tyler Lockett.
Really?
I don't know how they did that.
Back with Pete.
Yeah, I don't know how.
I didn't even see anything about Lockett. They really have something about Lockett today?
11 hours ago.
Yeah. Did you see that the Commanders are going to try to go after Christian Kirk as their wide receiver too. That wouldn't be too bad.
Ooh, I didn't see
Christian Kirk
that.
is severely underrated. I'll stand
Oh
by that,
yeah.
man. He is severely
Oh yeah.
underrated. Before he got hurt, he was solid in Jacksonville after he got traded there. Obviously his contract, which pissed everyone off, how big of a contract he got. But that's the market now. The market. That's the market. I think if he goes to Washington, I think that'd be a solid spot for him.
I'm reading it right now. Yesterday, the Jaguars are predicted to move on from him.
Oh.
75% chance. They're giving it a 75% chance Jaguars cut him. I don't trust
I
the
mean,
Jaguars.
you
I'm
got-
sorry. I don't trust the Jaguars.
If you don't want to trade him, just keep him because you need because they obviously have BTJ as their guy, right? But you need you can't just have one guy, man. You need a cast. You need something
Gotcha.
around. If BTJ is getting locked up by somebody, you need some solid pieces. Christian Kirk is solid. Obviously, they got Gabe Davis, but
second.
Christian Kirk is the better. I'd rather ship Gabe Davis than Christian Kirk. Christian Kirk's
Yeah,
underrated.
like what? Yeah,
If
dude.
I'm the Jags,
I don't
if you
get
send
it.
me a good deal, I'll trade him because everyone has a price. That's just the league. But I wouldn't want to. I want to keep Kirk, get him healthy, and put together a solid wide receiver room.
That kind of goes into wide receiver room for KC. Are they going to pay all four of them?
Yeah, because
Hollywood Brown.
Rashee Rice coming up. He's gonna because Rashee Rice last year before he got hurt, he was on pace to have an insane season. So he's gonna want the bag. And what was it? I think next off season or this two off. I think it's next off season.
I think it's next year. So hold on. I had the pulled up. I'm mad I lost it. I don't know why I did that, but okay. So DeAndre Hopkins, Hollywood Brown, Justin Reed, Trey Smith, Trayshawn Wharton, Nick Bolton.
Yeah. I want him so bad in the Pats.
Oh,
Nick Bolton, I really do, bro.
You know, Vrabel wants him.
Yeah, he does. He loves those guys.
No, he does. They have There was a whole. I saw like a whole list of free.
And what's going on with Chris Jones? Any news on his knee? I didn't see anything after the Super Bowl. He didn't play the rest of the. It was late, but still, it's like fourth quarter, garbage time. I think they say his ACL, maybe I don't know what the deal was, but it wasn't good. But it's just been like quiet, like nothing. Hopefully it's not bad. Because remember, it is February. God forbid it was like an ACL or something. That's he's probably not playing opening day.
Right, he's probably not.
So hopefully it's not. Hopefully it was just a little, whatever it was, and he's good. He's going to do something, get ready in the offseason. But that's something to keep an eye on. There's going to be a report if there hasn't been one already. There's going to be a report coming out about that for sure. Why am I seeing Daniel Jones in the Steelers edit right now on my screen? Steelers have interest in free agent Daniel Jones, a source from within the organization.
You're so desperate.
I don't know if I believe that one. That's crazy.
I can't with it.
Did you see the news about Netflix?
No, what's up?
Oh my! So apparently, the Netflix is trying to go all in on purchasing Sunday football rights from Fox and CBS. That could potentially mean that I'm not sure if it will, but it could potentially mean that Sunday football will be on Netflix. That would be awful. I'm sorry. I just don't. If I don't hear the CBS and Fox theme song on Sundays, I'm pissed off.
Man, I gotta buy another subscription. I already have Peacock and
hopefully they don't. Yeah, hopefully it doesn't happen. It's hard to imagine it happening. I just don't know how that benefits the NFL. I know it's a whole other audience, but I feel like that would discourage people from continuing to watch them. Yeah, dude, I would because I love football. I know you would too, but still, it's like, come on, like, how many things are we trying to get here? You got Peacock, you got Netflix, you got Prime. You know what I mean? You got
Paramount.
So hopefully this is not a thing. I know it's a potentially big story if it does, but hopefully it doesn't happen. That would be just. I wouldn't be a fan of it all. I'm a big fan of the if it ain't broke, don't fix it motto. Unless it needs fixing, and it doesn't need fixing. Sunday football at CBS, Fox, NBC does not need fixing.
It feels like they did all this subscription stuff because everyone's moving away from cable.
Cable, yeah.
Because people are like, oh, I can get this for cheap, and then but then in actuality, they're really paying the same amount because they bought all the subscriptions. So it's 7 subscriptions for the same price that they could have just bought cable. I'm not here for it. I'm not here for it. I feel like it's just another ploy to get us to buy another thing. All right, so now we're gonna move on to another segment. We're gonna play King of the Hill
Let's do it.
wide receiver edition. We're gonna do this every week, every episode. We're gonna do a different position. This week, we're gonna do wide receiver room. We're gonna put up a wide receiver, and you're gonna tell me whether you think this second wide receiver is better than the person who's on the hill, AJ Brown.
Oh,
As the
okay.
king on the hill. AJ versus Stephon Diggs.
AJ.
AJ
Okay.
Brown or CeeDee Lamb.
It's so close for me, man. I don't know. I'm gonna have to plead the fifth here. It's so close for me, man.
AJ versus Justin Jefferson.
JJ.
JJ.
I love JJ. I might be a little biased because I'm a big fan of JJ.
Take Jay Jettis or Hollywood Brown.
Oh, JJ. I think I say somebody else. I'm going JJ. I thought you say something else. I might get a little controversial, but yeah, keep going.
Oh, we're gonna get controversial here soon. Jay Jettis or Cooper Kupp.
I'm gonna go JJ.
All right, JJ or
I love
Puka
Coop.
Nacua.
It's closer than people think, but I'm gonna go JJ. Because Puka's like,
Right.
yeah, he's
Puka's
crazy. Yeah.
Jay Jettis or CD Lamb.
Oh
the Cowboys fans mad.
man. Yeah, I'm gonna go JJ. Oh, it's tough. I'm going JJ though. I'm gonna go JJ.
All right, JJ or Devontae Smith.
JJ.
All right, Jay Jettis or
I'm waiting for this one to come, bro.
yeah, we're gonna end up getting to it, but yeah, you know what, Jamar Chase.
I'm going Jamar. I'm going Jamar,
Now-
bro. I think this is my hot take. I think Jamar is the best receiver in the NFL right
I couldn't agree with you more.
now.
I couldn't agree with you more, and I know we are the minority in that one.
Yeah, I just do, man. I love Jay. I love all these guys, man. And it's close. It's not like he's the best by a mile. It's close. I think I don't even know an order. I mean, I'm gonna go JJ, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna go Jamar then JJ too.
Yep.
But like after that, like dude, it's so tight.
So you go ahead. You pick any wide receiver, and then tell me other wide receivers to go up against them.
Let's go Puka Nacua or Terry McLaurin.
Oh man, you're gonna have to just
Right off
kill
the
me at
rip,
very
man.
beginning.
Right off the rip.
Philadelphia, I love you. Terry McLaurin.
Okay. Terry McLaurin or Tyreek Hill.
Scary Terry.
Terry McLaurin or Zay Flowers.
Terry McLaurin.
Terry McLaurin or Nico Collins.
Oh, Terry McLaurin.
That's close,
Also
right?
Scary Terry.
It's a
It's
close one?
closer than people I think.
Yeah,
I
Nico
think
is.
Closer than people think.
Yeah, I agree. I would still take Terry, but Nico is definitely like I feel like people are underrating him. So Terry McLaurin or Garrett Wilson.
Oh. The real question is, do I think Garrett Wilson would have Terry McLaurin's numbers if he actually had Terry McLaurin's if he had his quarterback? That's the real question. That's
Coach.
tough. Dude, because Garrett Wilson, I mean, that's tough. I'm gonna go Garrett Wilson. Man, if he had Jaden Daniels throwing to him instead of Aaron Rodgers this year, he already had 1,100 yards this year.
Garrett Wilson or George Pickens.
Oh man, you're gonna make me do this? You're gonna make me get the Pittsburgh Steelers fans mad? Yeah, Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, I would too.
Look,
I mean-
I Pickens is great, but
He's like
no.
he's like a freak with the way he catches. Right, he's so unbelievable athletic. Like, but I would take Garrett Wilson too. Last one, Garrett Wilson or Malik Neighbors.
Mm.
Think about your future. Think about planning for the future.
You really like to make me go up against my rivals here. Fighting demons out here. I'm gonna go Malik Neighbors.
I probably would too. Yeah, I like Garrett Wilson, but I mean, if I'm building for my future as well,
Which means you just got me to admit Malik Neighbors is better than Scary Terry and Puka. And I actually agree with both of those statements.
there it is.
He had 109 catches this year with 1,200 yards with Daniel
three
Jones half the year.
Daniel Jones. You had Tommy
Tommy.
Cullets, and then you had Drew Lock.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. He had 3 different quarterbacks throwing to him. He still had 109 receptions for 1,200 yards
Time for the 2-minute warning with news around the sports world. We got big news in the NBA today. What is it?
Yeah, Wimby is out for the season with a blood clot in his shoulder.
Oh, man.
The doctor's early assessment is that he will be good for next year, but he's out for the rest of the season. It's going to be a bad one for the Spurs, but man, maybe they slip all the way down and get Cooper Flag, the
that'd be
#1 for the
crazy.
number one pick. It'll be
That'd
crazy.
be crazy. Man,
But,
the blood clots are scary.
they're scary. It's scary. I saw Chris Bosh go through this. It's a little terrifying.
Oh.
I'm a little nervous. But,
Well, we wish Wemby a speedy recovery here.
The other news we got is Bobby Porter is getting a 25-game suspension for positive drug testing on Tramadol. Do we think this is justified? Tramadol was banned in the NBA, and so he mistakenly took the Tramadol instead of the other medication, and they still gave him a 25-game suspension.
It's like, I feel like if the players are truly not like at fault here, and there's no intent for wrongdoing, and I get like they can say like, oh, you can't prove it. Maybe he's just saying. It's like, dude, at least investigate. At least look into it.
He's taking it for pain medication because he had a messed up elbow. He's taking it as a painkiller for his elbow that got injured recently. So, and it was an honest mistake. Just feels really odd.
All right, guys, that's going to wrap things up for us today. You guys know the drill. If you enjoyed us today, make sure you give the video some love. And as always, it's good to see you. We'll see you in the next one.